everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know I say this in every monthly video. I cannot believe we're already in the month of September. Summer is over and we are getting into the fall. So today I'm going to be doing my September TBR. I had such a great reading month in August that I hope that I can continue on and have a great reading month in September. So I'm giving myself a pretty heavy TBR, heavy but not unrealistic. Like if I really, read, if I spend a good amount of time reading, I will be able to complete my TBR. But if I get distracted with Netflix, then there's a chance I may not complete it, but hopefully I will. So the first book on my list is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is our Muggle Studies book club pick for September. So this one I have to read, and I'm really excited to read this one. I've been hearing so many great things about this book. I really enjoy Laini Taylor's writing. So from what I understand, this is an Atlantis retelling, and I am so excited. I absolutely love the story of Atlantis, and I think that this is going to be fantastic. Our main character, Laszlo Strange, he's been obsessed with this lost city called Weep, and apparently there's an opportunity that presents itself to go find this lost city. So that's kind of all that I know about, and I kind of just want to go into this book with not knowing too much so that my expectations aren't too high. And yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. We don't have a date yet for our live show, but once we do have it, we will mention it on our Goodreads page, which I will leave linked down below, and Twitter, and of course we'll mention it in upcoming videos. The next book on my list is The Fiery Heart by Rochelle Mead. This is the fourth book in the Bloodlines series, and this also I need to read for September because we are doing a Bloodlines read-along for a Muggle Studies book club. I absolutely adored The Indigo Spell, which was book 3, so I cannot wait to read The Fiery Heart. The way that The Indigo Spell ended, I just, the story could go in so many different directions, and I'm really excited to get to this one. So once again, we don't have a live show for both of these books, but once we do, we will let you know as soon as we can. Next, I have two mangas. I have Vampire Knight Volume 2 and Vampire Knight Volume 3 by Matsuri Hinu. I really enjoyed Volume 1. I've been trying to get into manga recently, and I read Vampire Knight Volume 1 in July, end of July, beginning of August for the Booktubeathon, and I really enjoyed it. I also watched a few of the anime from this manga, and I enjoyed the anime, so I really want to continue on with the series. So I went ahead and got volumes 2 and 3. I think that these are definitely doable to read this month. Mangas read pretty quickly, so I'm not too worried about getting these done. And since I'm giving myself a little bit of a heavier TBR this month, I think that it'll be a nice break to read a few mangas. The next book I have is Northern Lights by Nora Roberts. I absolutely love Nora Roberts. If you aren't familiar with that, hello, my name's Gabby, welcome to my channel. I love Nora Roberts. She's one of my favorite authors. But I picked up Northern Lights from Half Price Books a few days ago. This will be a reread for me, but I haven't read this book in over 10 years. I think the first time I read this book I was in high school, so it's been a while since I've read it. So I came across it and I realized that I didn't own it. It's one of my favorites from what I can remember. It's one of the Nora Roberts books that really stand out to me, so I want to read it again. So I decided to pick it up and read it again. And Nora Roberts, I usually fly through her books, so even though this one is quite chunky, I'm hoping I can get it read in just a few days, because usually that's all it takes me, is just a few days to read a Nora Roberts book. But we shall see. So in this story, we follow two main characters. Nate, who is a Baltimore police officer, and when his partner ends up getting shot and killed in front of him, Nate decides to move to a small city in Alaska called Lunacy to be the sheriff for the chief. And then our second main character is Meg, and Meg was born and raised in Lunacy by her mother because when Meg was a young child, her father disappeared. So something crazy happens, and Nate and Meg ends up teaming together to kind of figure out what's happening. So I don't want to give too much away because it kind of spoils it. Well, from what I remember the main plots of the story. but I don't remember like all the small details, and there's actually a lot I'm sure I've forgotten. So I'm really excited to reread this one. Since it's been so long, it's gonna be as if I'm probably reading it for the first time. Next on my list is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. So my goal for this year was to be completely caught up with the Shadowhunter books for the release of the third book in the Dark Artifices series. And I'm there. I am now caught up with the Infernal Devices and the Mortal Instrument series. Now I just need to read the Dark Artifices series before December. So it's getting closer towards December, so I figured I should kind of start with reading Lady Midnight. I went ahead and I put a hold on Lady Midnight with my public library, and it's telling me that it's going to be available in approximately 2 weeks. So we'll see if I get that checked out to me. I've also put Strange the Dreamer and The Fiery Heart on hold, so we'll just see which book gets checked out to me first and which one I can listen to the audiobook. And the last book on my TBR is Eon Dragon Eye Reborn by Allison Goodman. Now this one I'm not planning on reading and finishing it in September. This is a book that Kevin and I are going to be reading together. Right now we're on page 35. It's been we haven't been able to read it together in a week or so, but I'm hoping that we'll get back into reading maybe a chapter or two a night. So this one's gonna take a little while for us to get through, but that's okay. All right guys, well that is it for my September TBR. I know I've given myself quite an ambitious TBR, but I feel like it's not completely unattainable. If I, really want to get these books read, I think I can, but we will see. Anyways, let me know some of the books that you plan on reading in September, and let me know if you think that there's one that I should get to sooner rather than later, and I will see you next time in another video. Bye!